Hi gamers! Welcome back to my journey to Platinum for Uncharted 3. This is Chapter 2. Very, very excited to be on this journey and make these videos. I feel like I'm going to learn a lot about it, and I know I'm just starting out, so I'm sure I'm not going to be as good as people who have been doing this for a long time, but ultimately this is a passion project for me. A lot of what I'm doing here is just about taking what I love and sharing it with people. So here we go with Chapter 2. There are a couple treasures right off the bat, and I'm going to show you where they are. The timestamps that I put in the description, my hope is to put them in sections, because a couple of the treasures you can get back to back, like right there. So that's going to be treasure number 3. You can go into the options screen and see how many treasures you have. There are 100 treasures and 1 strange relic, and you'll want to get all 101 total to get several of the trophies there. And so right after treasure 3, if you go to this back corner behind those bells, you'll see treasure number 4. I kind of look around. Like I said, I played Uncharted 3 on the PS3, but it's been so long that to me I don't want to say it's a completely new game, but a lot of the puzzles, the smaller stuff is going to be new, to the point where I may clip out a couple things here and there, just for the sake of time to make it go by faster. But yeah, this scene was pretty cool. I thought it was great that we get to see a younger Nathan Drake, although he definitely seemed like the same person. You know, it very much felt like, hey, I'm still Nathan Drake, and not to spoil anything, but I think with Uncharted 4 they give a different Nathan Drake, and you kind of get to see more of how he came to be who he was, whereas in here it just felt like Nathan Drake but as a kid. I get a little lost here. I'm like, well, he goes, that's it, and then I'm like, where is it? I forgot where you are. So it takes me a few seconds to figure out where that is, but yeah, so I think I liked what Uncharted 4 did a little bit better, but still, I think it's really cool to see just a younger Nathan Drake, and also kind of give a little bit more backstory. I think the first 2 Uncharted games were very much about characters and personalities and mythology. It felt like, pretty much the Indiana Jones video game that you could want. But it didn't really, in the same way that you never really look into, or I guess it took the third Indiana Jones movie, which The Last Crusade, where you really get to explore a little bit more of his backstory, his childhood, his relationship with his father. And I think in that same way, the first 2 games were much more about the characters and the adventure and the gameplay, but they don't really explore the backstory, the motivations, the history of these characters until this one, I felt. Or at least they didn't explore that with Nathan and Sully. So I think they really go into that relationship and really explore that in depth. And then obviously, for those who have played Uncharted 4, that one just takes it to a whole new level in terms of character development, in terms of dramatic tension between characters. It's much more a game about the characters than it is the mythology. The mythology and the adventuring and the, all of that, the swashbuckling pirate adventure is really secondary to what is... which is a story about those characters and their interaction with each other and the relationships they form. So that really becomes the focus of that. And in many ways, that is my favorite Uncharted game. Although I go back and forth between 4 and 2 being my favorite.
Pendejo! Pendejo! Oh, there he is.
So right after you get thrown out of the museum, go ahead and walk to your right, and there will be treasure number 5. And we're going to get 5, 6, and 7 pretty close to each other.
I gotta keep up with him. Ah, there he is.
And I kind of give you a little bit more of the tutorial about the cover mechanic and going into and out of cover and all that stuff.
Oh, don't mind if I do. Ugh.
Vete de aquí, limosnero.
It was rotten anyway.
Yeah, this game looks really good. I was really surprised and impressed with just how good this game looks, especially considering that 2 was such a great looking game, and holds up really well. I'm actually really surprised by how much I enjoy just the look of 3. And the music is phenomenal.
Where is he going?
Alright, so right here on the right side you'll see treasure number 6. And then if you go just a little bit to the left, past all these stands, and you see that little white staircase, you go up to the top, you'll get treasure number 7, I believe. So one thing I kind of discovered when I was recording these videos, because I'm trying to do everything, you know, with the features of the PlayStation. So obviously I have the SHAREfactory up when in terms of editing this, which I think does a pretty good job, and I just use the PS4 features to record the clips. And for the most part, the quality I think is fine. I mean, obviously I'm just starting off, so I'm not trying to go spend a lot of money and get really good capture software until I've gotten a good handle on this and feel like I can do it feel like I can do it well pretty consistently. Until I've done that, I want to stick with whatever tools I have. And you know, like I said, I've been pretty happy with what I have. The only downside, or the biggest downside, especially for someone who's been trying to share his journey about getting a platinum trophy, is that when I get the trophy, it doesn't show it popping up. And I didn't realize that because I was playing the clip and I said, wait, I got the trophy for beating 20 guys, or the melee one, and then I also got the trophy for the collecting my first treasure. Why isn't it showing up on the clip? You know, I looked into it a little bit, and unfortunately I think for, I don't know, whatever reasons they state, legal reasons, privacy reasons, reasons that don't really make any sense to me, they disable that part of the recording. So I struggle a little bit with this part. I kind of go back and forth. For some reason, it took a while for me to be able to reach the, I don't know, whatever you would call those, the bars, those little monkey bars. Yeah.
What's he doing in there?
But yeah, so, you know, normally I wouldn't care if I'm just recording footage or doing commentary, but for someone who's trying to show off his journey to getting a platinum trophy and all the trophies I get in between, it kind of sucks that it doesn't show it up. It doesn't pop up. Again, you know, like I said, I can put timestamps and I can tell you, hey, I got it, guys. This is, believe me, I got it at this point right here. But, you know, because it doesn't pop up, that is kind of unfortunate. But it's, like I said, it's not worth me going out to get a whole new capture card and a new setup just for the sake of being able to show when the trophy pops up. At least not now. Maybe in the future, if I get better at this and if this gets enough traction out of it.
Okay, I gotta get that wallet. Crap, can't go down that way.
So I believe there's 2 more trophies for this section. I have to look back and remember. But after you swing from this place, and yeah, so you go straight ahead and there should be a trophy, sorry, a treasure. Get those mixed up. And I believe that's treasure number 8. I was gonna say, oh yeah, one of the things I really still appreciate about this game, that I think holds up and is really underappreciated, but it's just how well they do the camera angles. I think it's really unique because it's not something that would work, I think, in a movie, or maybe it would, I don't know, but I know that when the way this game did it, and I remember when I was playing through Uncharted 2, it just did a great job of giving you a sense of vertigo, like showing the action in the right way. So, and sorry, so if you just climb up this sign, you'll see treasure number 9. There you go. And then I struggle a little bit to be like, which way do I go? And so you'll see me kind of futz around for a bit. But yeah, what I was saying was like just the way they do the angles and the camera angles. It's really cool how they do a good mix of, you know, both giving you control of the camera, obviously when you need it for like the action and fighting enemies, but then at certain times they kind of take that away so they can show you a dramatic shot, and it's really, really well done. I think all of them, or I think really 2 is where they hone that skill, but in 3 they they obviously do a really great job of it as well. So yeah, you see me struggling a bit. I'm like, what do I do here? I probably should cut this part out next time, but that's okay. Anytime I struggle or mess up or die a lot, which is gonna happen a lot. I definitely did that a lot in Uncharted 2. A lot of dying, a lot of frustration. I'll try and cut that out because you guys don't want to see that. At least, not as part of a, you know, a Let's Play. I think it would be fun if I did some kind of montage, but of all my deaths and me just losing my mind. But for the sake of this, I'll maybe show 1 or 2 deaths and just kind of show me making it through.
Damn it! Don't want to go down there.
God, yeah, it's a great looking game.
I gotta find a way to get that wallet.
Yeah, one of the other things, or I guess one of the other reasons I wanted to share this game was because it was free on PlayStation Plus. And one of the things I've kind of, you know, I might as well talk about it. One of the things I've tried to think about as I get older in my time with games, or at least the time I have to play games, because I love playing games. I think it's a great hobby. But certainly as I get older, you know, as my family gets bigger, as my time to play games shrinks, I really have to think about how much time and money I can spend towards it. And I want to take advantage of things that are free and available. And I think one of the things I've started to change my opinion on is the idea that you have to play things right when they come out.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why I like the idea of platinum hunting, because it gives me a chance to really go back to these older games and just finish games that at my own pace, you know, and I don't have to be a part of the latest and greatest and pay all this money and feel like I have to spend hundreds of hours, because I don't have either of those. I don't have infinite money and I don't have infinite time, so I have to really decide how I want to spend that time and spend that money. And I think just taking advantage of PlayStation Plus, like taking advantage of this service that gives you free games every month. And if it's a game you haven't played, great. Well, then here's a chance for me to play a game that I haven't played before. And if it's a game I have played, well, if I didn't get the platinum, as in the case for this Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, well, then I can do that. You know, it gives me a chance to go back to these games and get the platinum. And if I've done both, then I can always go back to my backlog and play these older games. But between PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now, I think it's so much easier to play great games at an affordable price, and I think that matters to me a lot, especially when I think about the demographics of gamers. It's not just age and time, but I think it's also money. You know, a lot of people don't have a lot of disposable income, and I think they still deserve to have the right to play great games. And I think if you can make it in a really affordable way, if you can offer to them in an affordable way, I think that's a great thing to do. And so it's something I really want to endorse. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it too much. This is the end of this chapter. And I'll see you guys in the next chapter. Once again, if you like these videos, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel.